Hello, beautiful people. And again, this is Unmasked by Toltec Wisdom, where we unlearn, relearn, and become. If you cannot stop thinking at will, if you cannot stop thinking whenever you want, you cannot say you are in control of your life. You can be a professor, you can be the wisest, you can be the most intelligent, you can be the richest man ever. If you cannot do that one thing, stop thinking at will, you are not in control of your life. And we almost all know about this. That is why we try as much as possible individually to find solution to this. Continuous thinking. Some people try to stop thinking using drugs, because truly you can experience the gap I spoke about in the last episode. You can experience it with drug. That is why it is addictive. The only time some people experience non-thinking mode is when they experience orgasm during sex. Because thinking, thought, cease when you are having orgasm. It is just for a very little period of time, but people experience it. Some people are not conscious enough to catch it. But next time when you are having sex, try it. Try to think when you are having orgasm. You will see that the two cannot go together. If you remember to think, the orgasm has ended. If you are thinking, the orgasm has not started. At the peak of orgasm, there is no thought. When we use some certain drugs, we experience no thoughts. The only clean way to experience no thought that I know of is meditation. Using drug usually backfire, because after the highness comes depression. It's so intense that you will be worse than before drug. That is why experiencing no thought with drug is unreliable. Aside from the fall after the highness, you cannot be so sure you are going to experience no thought anytime you take drug. You may experience it the first time you are taking a particular drug, or after a long time that you've not taken drug. But the experience of that gap will make you to want to take more of that drug, and then you start to experience paranoia. You become paranoid, hallucinations, different negative thoughts coming to your mind. So there is no assurance of you having that gap I discussed in the last episode. That experience of no thought, but awareness. We feel in control, we feel whole anytime we experience this no thoughts. Sharing all these techniques with us is for us to be able to have this beautiful experience, this childlike experience Because, like I said in the last episode, all of us, we were born enlightened. We were born with no thoughts, with full awareness. But with time, society starts to cloud that mode of no thoughts with different inputs, different data. So meditation is just going to let us clean all those things society has bombarded us with. Once you start to experience a situation without no thought, that is when you can now say, to some certain degree, I am now in control of my life. That is when, no matter what anybody does to you, you can choose how you want to react. Instead of us being a program being, a condition being, like how we program robots, that if you input this so, this will be the output. Mechanically has been the way many of us has been doing things. Look at our reactions on social media. Those people that know more about all these things, they place lot of things before us on our phone for us to react in a particular way. And in 99% of times, 99% of people react exactly the same. We will be shouting propaganda, we'll be shouting manipulation and all that. The only way you can be free from this is just to learn how to be meditative. Once you start this process, start all these things I've been talking about, and you experience this gap, majority of the things you are running after will be dropped. That doesn't mean that meditation doesn't have its own dark side. Like every other thing, even water, with how valuable water is, how essential water is to our life, it has its own dark side. So meditation is not an exception to dark side, to side effects. Like I promised in the last episode, I'm going to share some of this dark side. Not to make you scared, but to let you know that some few percentage of people that are going to practice meditation in their life will experience some side effects. Having the understanding, having the knowledge about this dark side will enable you to know when it's happening to you. Just like drugs. In the pamphlet of drugs, they will put the side effects. There is no drug without side effects. So that you can discontinue the usage when you start to experience those side effects. And then you can switch to a similar drug. The same thing with meditation. If you are practicing meditation through a particular technique and you start to experience a specific side effect, you can switch to another technique. Aside that, it is not only meditation that can give people rest of mind. And meditation, no matter if all the gurus, all the meditation guide teach some people, guide some people, they will still never get it. So all this dark side that I'm going to share with us will let you know if this thing is not for you, so that you don't keep on being a prisoner to meditation. Lot of people practicing meditation are in bondage, are in bondage of trying to be perfect, trying to make meditation work for them by fire, by force. Inasmuch suffering is mind construct. In the deeper sense of it, nobody can suffer. The story we tell ourselves about an event is what causes suffering. So they are illusion. If they are illusion, in the deeper sense of it, it's not really happening to you. You are just observing it. You are just a witness to it. So therefore, even me teaching, me discussing about this meditation to us is just one of the drama of existence. It's not something that it is absolute that you must do. No. Some people thrive well with chaotic mind. Some people, they thrive so well. That is what makes them alive. Chaotic mind. When they have rest of mind, they feel like they are dead. Some people thrive well with peace of mind. Some people thrive well with violence. Violence is what makes some people thrive well. We have separate DNA combinations. We are built differently. We are cut from the same clothes, but we are different garments. Existence is all about varieties. So, despite the fact we share just one existence together, you are not different from what you are looking, like I said in the last episode. But at the same time, we are different character. We have different roles to play. If everyone in this life are like you, it's going to be boring. You are not going to like it. Even in your household, if there is one person in your household that is exactly like you, you are not going to like that person. So it is the differences that makes this enjoyable, exciting. So the dark side that I'm going to start with is depersonalization. When you practice meditation to some extent, some people are going to experience depersonalization. They will not know themselves again. They will not know who they are again. And that, in most cases, usually leads to disorientation. They will be confused. Meditation usually enables us to be detached with the story we tell ourselves about who we are. So that detachment usually go extreme in some people's life, that when there is no story, when they are able to detach fully from themselves, then the normal anchor with which we live, the mind story and all this is one of the anchor with which we relate with existence. Because with that continuation of story, if as you are talking to me now, if your memory is wiped away, who are you? You will be confused. You will not be able to know your child. You will not be able to know what chair is used for. You will not be able to know anything. Again, it is the continuation of this story that enables us to live day to day. Day to day. If all of us sleep tonight and wake up without no memory, existence has no meaning again to us. So basically, the personalization that will happen to some people usually render them in a vegetable state. They will not be able to do anything. Some people will not even know how to pull. They will pull on themselves. Yes, it happens to some practitioner. Disorientation, like I said, confused about everything. So that is one aspect. Like I said, with using mirror for meditation, psychosis is real. People turn mad during meditation. They turn mad. They start saying jargons. They start acting weird. It happens. Although these are going to happen to very few people. And like I said, don't let this scare you away from practicing it. You just have to transfer the knowledge you have about using drugs to assure yourself that it's not a big deal. And if it starts to happen to you, just seek advice from advanced practitioner or from your meditation guide or from a guru. There are lots. And if after doing all that, you are still experiencing all this, then drop it. Go back to your normal life. The person practicing meditation, all of us, we are here for a very short period of time. So there is nothing anybody is going to become. So it's all about drama that we end. So don't stress yourself about becoming. Don't stress yourself about, I must get this thing right. Try it. Don't believe anything I'm saying. Try it, verify. If it works for you, if it resonates with you, continue. If it doesn't, don't try to force yourself to want to do anything based on whatever anybody says to you. So, aside from psychosis, many people desert their family through meditation. Some think they are better off, that they are now a better person. Some people divorce their wife. Some divorce their husband. Some leave the kids and everyone they know, they start following a guru. Some will go into the forest. Some will leave their job, everything they have, they leave everything behind and start living in a monastery. Monastery is where people go to meditate, all these spiritual places. These are side effects of meditation. Meditation is not all about withdrawing from life. Is you able to live your life in a different way? Because of some realization that will happen to you during meditation. One of those realizations is You knowing for a fact that existence has no meaning. Life has no meaning. Society creates meaning. Wealth, being popular, being handsome, being beautiful, all these things are collective agreements. They are not substantial. So this realization usually makes some people to lose motivation to continue living. Many people, after meditating for some time, commit suicide. Yes, because they realize that the journey of existence is towards death. You get born, you eat lot of food, you create lot of drama, and you die. There is nothing in between. Nothing in between. Nothing. I want to leave a legacy. I want to do this. What legacy? Legacy will be wiped away with history, with time. Yes. Do we know who built the pyramid of Gaza? No. And we can never know. All those are gone. The same way you and I will be gone. This realization makes some people to just feel like, why waiting? Why stressing myself? Let me just end this. And some people go ahead and they end it. Some people don't end it, but they stop doing things. No motivation to do anything. No motivation. They just try to do the minimum they can do. In as much they can be able to eat something. To me, deeply, this is not really a bad side effect. You can choose not to continue with life. That is your choice. You can choose not to be running after things, not to be doing a lot of things, to be doing the minimum you can do just for you to eat. You can do that. That is your choice. You can be like Diogenes, the great philosopher, the greatest minimalist in the old Greek. I spoke about it in one of my podcasts, title and then what. So you can be like him. He didn't accumulate anything, just a bowl to eat, one cloth like this, and a stick with which he walks. He lived inside a cave. But even later, he later even dropped that bowl. But if you are going to make this decision, it should be from clarity of mind, not from you being programmed again from your experience with meditation. One of the one that is very common, like I said, is people thinking they are better off. They stop speaking with a lot of their friends. If you are doing that as a result of meditation, you've missed it. Because meditation will let you realize you are not different from any fucking body. You are not better off. It's not that you are not only different or you are not better off. You cannot be better than anybody. We are all the same. We are all in the same unknown scenario. There is no boundary. All the boundary between us, all the boundary between nations, all the boundary between people are artificial. When you go to the space, looking at the heart from the space, you see no boundary. You see the tiny blue thing covering the earth, you see how tiny even all the earth is. You see how fragile earth is. The same fragility of the earth is the same fragility everything inside existence share. As I'm talking to you, I am as fragile as a mosquito. Yes, I just a mistake in how I swallow spit can cause the end of me. Just a mistake. So we are as fragile as any other thing in existence. You are not superior to any being. You are not superior to millipede. You are not superior to even microorganism. And you are not inferior. We are of equal standard, despite the fact that we appear differently. So, this dark side of meditation is the reason why some people are researching so much about it to help people that find themselves in that situation. And one of those people is renowned Dr. Britton. Dr. Britton works in Brown University in the United States. She even has a house. She has an establishment where people that are destabilized with meditation can go to recover. If you want to learn more about all this dark side, research about Dr. Britton, and then you will see some of her works. She discussed extensively on all these things I've highlighted. That is that about the dark side of meditation. Because we've been disturbed about our thoughts, many people have concluded within themselves that thinking is bad. Thoughts are bad. So because they are practicing meditation, they are even avoiding directed thoughts, directed thinking. Most of the things we've achieved as human beings to make life more easier, most of them are as a result of directed thoughts. Using this thought process, this sophisticated thought process that we have to analyze the data we've accumulated as a result of our memory, analyze it, juxtapose them together so that we can use it to imagine what can happen if we do this and this together. That sense of imagination has enabled us to build many beautiful things. So, you don't have to avoid directed thoughts. Even for me personally, directed thoughts, directed thinking, knowing that you are thinking about something, choosing to think about something with the aim of achieving a solution is also a meditation. Because you are aware of what you are doing, you are directing it. And one of the beautiful things about directed thought is that even when you are not in session, when you are not actively thinking, once you've engaged the mind in seeking a solution to something, it still works in the background. That is why at times you are in the shower, having shower, something that you've been working on a solution you've been finding, you just get it. You just get it. Sometimes, as a result of directed thoughts during the day, when you sleep, you dream about it and you get it. Because directed thoughts will move your desire from your conscious mind to your subconscious. So the working is still ongoing. What I'm saying in essence is that because we've been talking about we looking for gap, we using meditation to experience a situation of no thoughts. Because I've described how blissful, how ecstatic that feelings could be. Because I've said all this, don't let that disallow you or stop you from having a directed thought. What you should avoid is rumination. Rumination is different from directed thinking. Rumination is thinking in circle without no solution, without no resolution. And that is when we start to have chaotic mind. That is why we start to experience being stressed. When you are ruminating about something, you enter depressive mood. But when you are actively thinking about something with the aim of finding a solution, it even energizes you instead of weighing you down. This will also lead me to explain another aspect of our natural way of life with meditation. And that is the REM stage of sleep. The REM stage of sleep is that mode of sleeping whereby you experience a vivid dream, a realistic dream, intense dream, but your body is paralyzed so that you don't act that dream when you are sleeping. You are still in bed, but you are aware of this vivid dream. It's a story-like dream. When that happens to us, a lot is happening in our brain. Lot of our emotional charges are being resolved so that by the time you wake up during the day, instead of going around with loads of emotional charges that will be affecting your day-to-day activities, you will resolve them during the REM stage. You will resolve all those. Meditation is just we simulate this experience because it is natural. It is not your choice not to act in the dream. Nature paralyzes you. But when you are meditating, you have to ensure to train yourself not to be reactive to the things that are passing through your awareness. One is you choosing it yourself. The other is happening automatically. So even if you don't meditate during the day, the nature has its way of making you to meditate during your sleep. Because it is essential. If not, we will run mad. If we cannot resolve all these emotional charges we are accumulating, if we don't experience REM sleep at all, we will run mad. So, to have more good night rest, I want you to try this. Instead of waiting for nature to do its thing, meditate during the day. It may not happen at the beginning, but when you keep on doing it consistently, your sleep quality will improve. Not only that, when you have a good night's rest, you also have a good day experience. When you have a chaotic night, notice it. Try to remember. Anytime you don't sleep well, you usually have a bad day. Anytime you have a bad day, you usually have a chaotic night. So when you experience a bad night's rest, try to remember how your day went. Instead of you rushing to drugs to make you sleep well, just try to break the cycle by reducing how you are being reactive to things during the day. When you start to be indifferent with what is happening during the day, knowing fully well that it is only your mind you can control. You cannot control other people's mind. You cannot control what nature will push to you. You cannot control what other people will do to you. But you can control how you will respond to them. If you are less reactive, you will be able to sleep well. When you sleep well, you will be less reactive the second day. The more you do that, the more it will be improving. And every one of us, we are born with different level of expertise. You are genius. No matter how dumb you may think you are, no matter how dumb people may think you are, everybody is a genius. It's just that we are genius in different things. So once you start to have a good night's rest, you start to have less reactive day, that aspect of life with which you are genius, you will be able to tap into it fully. It may be dancing, it may be something that is meaningless to other people, but you will be able to tap into it and you will be able to experience it fully. Many of us, I read a book, I've forgotten the title. Only 4% of all humans are able to tap into their genius level fully. And why? It's mostly because we are running after what society say is important. We are ashamed of what we are good at. We all want to become someone else. We don't want to become ourselves. It started from little. Our parents will never tell us to become ourselves. Become somebody. Don't you see so child? Don't you see comparison? We live our life based on comparison. And nowadays, social media has even amplified it. Every time we open our phone, we see something we have to compare ourselves with. We do a lot of shit just to appear in a particular way. I was speaking with someone And I told that person that this podcast you see that I'm doing, the life me and my family we want to build in Kigali is because it's still convenient for me. No matter what we have invested into it, if I wake up one day and it's no longer convenient again, I wouldn't mind what anybody will say. I will stop. I am doing this. You may benefit from it from listening, but it's not really about you. It's because I enjoy talking. I enjoy doing it. It makes me feel good. So if it's that is why I don't care. People watch it, fine. People don't watch it, fine. When I watch it myself, it fills me with joy. And if it gets to a stage and I don't enjoy it, or I see something else that takes my time, or it doesn't make sense to me again, that is the end. I don't care. If we cannot be indifferent to anything we are doing, we are its prisoner. If you feel so bad for stopping anything, you are its prisoner. I'm never going to look around for death. But sincerely, if death comes knocking today, that is it. I'm not going to be so bad, if I'm diagnosed with a terrible sickness that is going to take my life now, I'm not going to feel bad because I'm not a prisoner to life. We are here without anybody asking for our opinion. And majority of us will live this life without our consent. So anything that happens in between, why are you worried about it? Being worried, not wanting some things to happen, is innate to us, is survival instinct. Fine. But it should not take you far. You should be able to notice the pattern. I get worried about things. I get scared about things. But I don't allow it to overwhelm me. I quickly notice the pattern and I smile because existence is one big joke. It's one big joke. If you cannot relate with life hilariously, if you cannot relate with life in a funny way, you are its prisoner. Yes, life is fun. It's so hilarious. If you look at it well, if you look at it deeply, you will see that it's a big joke. It's not something that you should take serious. And if you like, you can take it serious. It's your choice. That seriousness, you will see, it may be at the point of death. It may be on your sick bed. You will realize that, oh, no, this thing I'm taking serious. What is it? All I'm saying is that choose the way you want to live your life. Don't let anyone, not even myself, not even all this thing I'm saying, don't let it dictate your life to you. Anything I would say, anything I've been saying, are my perspective. They are not absolute. They are not general. So you know your truth. The only time you need to be thinking a lot about what you want to do in a situation is when you want to bend reality, when you don't want to accept what it is. When you want to accept what it is, it's not difficult to make decisions. So once you are able to break the cycle of that sleeping mode, your life will improve extensively. So that is that about sleeping and meditation. Before I finish today's podcast, I want to share one easy way you can incorporate meditation into your day-to-day life activities. We mostly think we have to be in a silent place. It's fine for beginners to avoid distraction, but you can incorporate meditation into everything you are doing. You are walking, you are speaking with someone, you are lying on your bed, you are eating, you are cooking, you are fighting, you are arguing, you are having sex, you are swimming, anything you are doing, you can incorporate meditation into it. And how do you do that? Anything you are doing, once you remember that you are now in your head, you are thinking, just bring your attention quietly to that thing you are doing. That is what we do. That is what we do during meditation. We pick a point of focus during meditation. It can be your pulse. It can be breathing in, breathing out. It can be the sensation in your body. We pick that as our point of focus. And anytime our mind wanders away, we quietly bring our mind, our consciousness back to the point of focus. The same thing, you can do it in everything you are doing. Mostly now, if not, maybe I want to guide someone with meditation. Me personally, that is what I do. Me and my wife, most time, if we are arguing about something, I just put my mind in breathing in, breathing out. And anytime I do that, my attention is increased. I'm able to listen to her without wanting to respond immediately or cut her short. When I'm running, when I'm walking, I place my attention in breathing in, breathing out. And I keep on doing it. You will be so alert. You can try it. Anything. You are speaking with someone. Don't try to be focused on that person. Focus your attention in your breathing in, breathing out. You will listen to that person very well. This is what happens when you want to force attention on something. And why, instead of you being attentive, instead of you being present, you miss the reality. This is what happens. Our senses, they pick data from present moment. Our senses don't pick data from the past. They pick data from present moment. The sound, as it's coming out now, are being picked by your ear immediately as it is happening. So now, if you are trying to focus your attention on what I'm saying, if you are trying to understand, forcing understanding to what I am saying, your mind will be analyzing what your ear has picked some seconds, some minutes ago, trying to understand that. Then the mind is stuck with that. Whereas the ear is already picking another data. So you are in between. You miss the one that is really happening while you are stuck with the past data. So when you are stuck with the past data and your senses are still picking data from the present moment, you will be confused. You will miss. So don't try to want to understand me. Understanding will happen naturally when you are not focused on a particular part of what is happening. That is what we call choiceless awareness. And to achieve that, it is easy with paying attention to breathing in, breathing out. That means your mind is not in a particular thing, because breathing in, breathing out does not require any story. You don't have to analyze it. So it will ground you. And when it's time for you to respond or to ask a question from someone you are speaking with, if you are grounded, if you are present, you will just know what to ask. You will just understand without effort. You will understand without effort. And if instead of you trying to listen very well so that you are able to say something after that person finished talking, instead of you forcing that, at the end of the speech, you will definitely have a response. And if after listening to that person, you don't have anything to say or you don't know anything to say, that is also a response. You just have to tell the person that I don't know what to say. But we want to appear wise. We want to analyze everything. We move on around. We see a signpost about something. Instead of us to see it, you've seen it. Your senses have seen it. Move on. But our mind is stuck analyzing the advertisement. From that advertisement, we enter another realm, another story. And then every other thing we will be seeing on the way, we miss it. It wouldn't have been an issue if not that when we are stuck analyzing something, it leads to generation of some emotional charges in us. Some chemicals are being produced in us. And in some cases, it used to relate with sadness, depressive mood. Because when we are thinking about something unconsciously, they are most of the time not something we like. Yes. And we hate it when we are not in control of what is happening. We hate it. So that hatred usually leads to more production of all these bad feelings. Anything you are doing next, you are eating, just eat. Try as much as possible not to be pressing your phone and still be eating. Not to be thinking about something and still be eating. When you try to pay all your attention to whatever you are doing, you see how effective it's going to become. We have constipations. because of lack of attention. We swallow food when we've not grinded it very well in our mouth because of lack of attention. We signal to our body when we are eating that we don't like the food because of lack of attention. Because the body wouldn't know if you are being forced to eat or you are eating deliberately. What the body knows is signal. When you are looking your phone and you are seeing something that is making you to compare your life and you are feeling bad about your life and you keep on eating, because you are feeling bad, the body wouldn't know you are not feeling bad about the food. So the digestion will not happen effectively. This is how I'm going to end today's podcast. And this will be the last episode as far as this season of Unmasked by Toltec Wisdom is concerned about meditation. Meditation is not something we can finish speaking about anytime. It is a continuous thing. But from next episode, we will be talking about something differently. This will be the third and final episode on meditation in this season. If you are just watching this for the first time, you can go, for you to understand well, you can go and watch the previous 2 episodes I did on meditation so that you see how we started and how we arrived here. And don't forget everything I've been saying on this podcast. They are my perspective. They are not absolute. Nothing can be absolute. Nobody knows anything that is absolute. What it is absolute about life is that there is nothing absolute. We see life from different lenses. What I'm just doing is I'm just reporting. I'm reporting my experience. Who knows? It may resonate with you. And you may find 1 or 2 things that may work for you. And if none of it works for you, it's not a defect. You are not the issue. And the issue is not also with what I'm saying. It's just what it is. Different perspective is all about existence. Thank you so much for listening. And always remember to be happy. Thank you.